Patricia is with us in Fort Lauderdale. Hi, Patricia. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hi, Dave. Hi, John.
Hey, well, how can we help?
Okay, so I'm hoping you can help me solve a debate with my husband.
Okay.
We both have really good incomes. Between us both, there's like $220K.
Mm-hmm.
We have some savings, $160K.
Mm-hmm.
We are debt-free. We're doing 15% of growth into investments, stock investments.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at this point now looking for a home.
You don't own a home?
No, we don't. We
Okay.
live in a one-bedroom apartment right now.
Okay.
So the house that I would like to move into is about like 400 to 450,
Mm-hmm.
and the house my husband would like to move into is about 250K.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some in this area. They're really small. They're really ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Fast.
Okay. Your phone's breaking up. You're going to have to speak directly into it. You saw some in this area that what?
We saw some in the area that are 250K. This is my husband's range.
Yeah.
And
You make $225,000 a year. You have $150,000 in savings.
Yes.
What do you guys do for a living?
So I work as a software developer, and
Mm-hmm.
he works as a stock trader.
He works as a what?
A stock trader.
A stock trader. I bet he does. Okay. And, yeah, how long y'all been married?
3 years.
Okay. All right. And so he's what, 26?
No, he's 47. I'm
47? Well, I missed that one.
Why does he want to buy a $250,000 house?
Because he's a cheapskate and he's a player.
Saving into a multi-family home.
Yeah, he's a player. He's a stock trader.
He's got does he always have a scheme on top of a scheme on top of a scheme?
Absolutely he does. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. My advice to your husband is that you separate being a playa from where you live. Okay?
Playa.
Yeah. From where you need to separate it from where you live. Because you don't play with your home. This is where you live with your animals, your future children, and God help you, your wife. Okay? This is where you live. You don't play high-risk, maximize investment games with your home. It's a safe haven. It's a place. It happens to be a good investment, but it is not a speculative, we're going to make a bunch of money investment in the short term. And that's how his brain works. So I know this guy because I used to be him. That's why I said 26, because when I was 26, I did the same thing. We moved so much, our furniture was trained to jump on the truck because I was a player. I was always wanting to do some deal, and I pulled my poor wife around by the hair on her head, and she went along with it. And we've been married 40 years, and 40 years. She now tells people we've had 33 good years of marriage. She doesn't count the first 7, right? And that's because of stuff like this right here. So I can speak directly to him. I was him when I had hair. Okay, that's it. So the best thing he can do is separate relationally, psychologically, investment philosophy, separate your home from your investment mentality. It happens to also be a good investment, by the way, but you need to separate it out. That's my advice to him, and my advice to him also is happy wife, happy life. You guys can afford a $450,000 house. He needs to go get a $450,000 house, and then he needs to do his other stuff after he gets that house paid for. Okay. You win the argument.
Hey, Patricia, is he always running a scam? Does he always have a thing going?
There's always something.
You've been married 3 years. At some point, you need to have that conversation because this will keep coming up, and it'll come up in all sorts of different areas. When your parents start aging, when you've got to think about retirement facilities, it's always going to be another thing. You have to sit down, and like Dave said, you've got to be really clear and intentional about boundaries.
We joke about it now at our house, Patricia, but when I'll start working on something, if Sharon smells that, she looks at me and she says, "You're scheming and scamming." And meaning I'm trying to use my intellect, my mathematical skills to out-finagle reality. And that's what she's telling me. You hear me? In other words, I'm violating common sense here because I'm starting to just go off in some little corner of something with some math riddle, and figure out a way that I can maximize something that wasn't intended to be maximized, like the place you live.
Or to get what you want, right?
Yeah. So if he wants to do fixes and flips, he should do that with cash after your personal residence is paid for and is a sufficient resident. You've been living 3 years in a one-bedroom apartment. You make $250,000 a year. You've already sacrificed. Time to get a nice house. 15-year fixed, where the payment's no more than a fourth of your take-home pay. This is The Ramsey Show.